Good morning, everybody. Hopefully we're all well on this very spring-like April morning. So this month, the strategic theme at the IAB for April is education. As finance professionals, we need to be constantly upskilling to remain relevant and compliant. Education is also important for self-esteem and ensuring good value to your clients for the services you provide. This coffee morning is CPD accredited, so you are learning by attending and earning one verified CPD point. The IAB has many other courses and areas of support to help you constantly learn. Details on CPD can be found in the membership area on the website under CPD and compliance. Remember to log in as a member so you get to the right place. In 2014, it became mandatory for all schools in England to teach financial education as part of the national curriculum. This was a significant step towards ensuring that young people are equipped with the knowledge and skills they need to manage their finances effectively as they transition into adulthood. Since then, various initiatives and resources have been developed to support teachers in delivering financial education in schools across the country. The IAB recently entered this space with their community finance course, which is being rolled out in libraries across the country to help people manage their finances effectively at a community level. It's a free of charge course, and if you have any teens or people entering the workplace that might find this useful, you can find it on the IAB shop on the website. Now, a little bit of a change this morning to our coffee mornings. Firstly, I will not be reading out any links that anybody puts in the chat. Yay! Everybody go, yay! So, they will be available on Catch Up and or in the newsletter going forward from today. And the second new bit is to ensure we keep to time, I'll be giving each speaker a 15-minute time check to let them know that they only have 5 more minutes. And with that in mind, we're going to move very swiftly on to our first speaker, who is Atul from B3. Atul is the Director of Global Business Growth Strategy and Operations. B3 featured in the latest edition of IAB Connect as a new member benefit. And in his session, he will explain how they specialise in handling time-consuming administrative tasks, allowing you to direct your focus towards high-value activities. Good morning, Atul.
Good morning, Caroline, and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. Humbled, and it's a pleasure to be associated with IAB as a member now, and finally meeting all the members for the first time, majority of them, in this coffee meeting. So thank you so much for having me. I wouldn't dwell into a lot of technicalities and specifics because it's a coffee morning. We need to make it a little lighter and more interesting, rather, right? So of course, Caroline gave my introduction. Thanks for that, Caroline. So I've been associated with B3 Global since last 8 years now. Of course, ever since we were just doing Australia, but we've expanded our footprints in UK, and we are a true UK entity. It's been about 6-7 years we have been working and operating in UK, and of course, getting offices in US as well. I'd like to quickly share my screen and then talk so that whatever I'm telling is getting a little bit of relevance. Just give me a moment.
We can see it.
Cool. All right, so here we are. So B3 Global, dear members, so we are about a 2-decade-old setup, primarily operating in Australia and then expanded to UK. So we are truly a GDPR compliant organization, a UK-based entity. Globally, we are available, in about 5 locations right now. Super Records, Cloud Office, B3 Connect are few business units within B3 umbrella that we have. Now, importance of B3. Why did B3 and IAB first of all collaborated, right? It's not any sales strategy here for B3 or IAB. It's basically a shared vision and value system that we share. And that's why we've with a very strong core foundation ethics. And meetings, scrutinizing each other on all levels. We've had several meetings with Sarah, Janet, And after that, we've successfully joined hands because there was a synchronization and there was a vision alignment that we had. The alignment was majorly driven for the fact that we wanted to help the member organizations of IAB Group and add real values. Now, this is a very unique part about IAB that it is totally driven towards adding more value to the member organizations. And Sarah and Janet, in all their discussions with us, they've always been very consistent about this part. So that's why we collaborated. Of course, the point is why we want to come here and what value do we want to bring. Common objective is there is a big problem that accounting community in general is facing, whether it's a small size sole practitioner, young sort of startups, or whether it's a mid-sized practice or a larger accounting practice for that matter. The biggest problem is shortage of bandwidth, quality bandwidth, and B, because of the lack of bandwidth, each founder of the practice, they're doing everything by themselves, and then being the superwoman or superman, which of course we are, but with limited bandwidth, right? So now as a result of it, we are spending a lot of time doing the core, accounts administration task yourself, giving away the growth trajectory which otherwise could come to you, because that you don't have bandwidth. You can only service so many clients with quality sort of thing in mind. So that's where we come into play, because look, we do not call ourselves an outsourcing company because that's not a right word for us that we feel. We rather work with all our clients or maybe partners as a strategic partners with them, wherein we share the common goals and values of being connected to them, working with them more inclusively, whether it's across the sector, whatever sectors they are covering, because bookkeeping organizations, they especially majorly specializes into industries, right? Whether it's manufacturing, food, beverages, retail, etc. We cover all the industry overall, 100 plus industries coverage that we have. What all we offer, we offer, of course, accounting services, tax support services, audit services, in terms of covering them and giving them each and every discipline, sort of solution when they look at an ecosystem level. Now, of course, I'm not getting majorly into how this all works, but that, of course, if anyone is interested with bandwidth expansion, we can definitely, come up and connect offline, wherein Sujoy or Sarah and Sam, and the team can introduce all of us, and we can take it up. But yes, we are here to help you and act as an extended part of your team, and help you grow actually and focus on core critical aspects of work, wherein all the back-end administration can be done by us, whether it's your VAT work, whether it's your recon activity, whether it's your regular accounting, bookkeeping element, and whether it's your tax work. We can actually give you a helping hand on everything. We have a team of more than 2,000 plus accounting professionals, 2,000 at group level. Of course, for UK, the numbers will be a little less, but overall, yes, we are about 2,000. Now, on the slide, it was written 1,200, but that is exclusively 1,200 chartered accountants. But beyond at group level, if you see, we are about 2,000 employee size company covering more than 1,500 plus accounting practices globally. Majorly specializing into bookkeeping and tax accounting, paraplanning activities, audit support services. Now, we've been working with all sizes of practices, right from sole practitioners to mid-size to national level accounting practices. But our major area wherein we support a lot of accounting practices, because in UK we are working with over 100 plus practices now, is the young practice setup, the sole practice setup, somebody who is running the show maybe with 1 or 2 casual staff, or somebody who's just started the practice, but they need that extended bandwidth, somebody who understands their real pain points and with that pain point, we can actually add value to their systems and their processes, and they actually get to spend more time doing client facing work, more advisory work. As we know, because of MTD being made very evident now. I mean, tax office is pushing, HMRC is pushing it every year, and we are all adapting to digital accounting space. So this plug and play solutions becomes imperative, because otherwise, it's the same rehiring cost, retraining, etc. All of that, will keep coming in, and then you actually don't get to spend a lot of time in focusing the work that you like to do the most. So BeFree will just help you in having that elevated experience, wherein give all your backend accounts administration tasks to us. We do it everything up to the lodgement state with multiple quality checks done at our end, and pass on the final output files to you for your final review, whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, VAT, tax, whatever. And you just review it once and go ahead and do the lodgements. So that will allow you to focus more time in doing something that you like the most. That brings me to, a slide of case studies. Now, the first case study is basically for, again, a small to mid-sized practice, wherein they were working for a franchise group, as their clients, and that client had a lot of issues in synchronizing, this in sales software and bookkeeping software, where BeFree actually came into picture because their internal team was struggling between getting this done and also tackling the other sort of works. After we coming in, we actually established a proper workflow with deadlines. We set a lot of rules, wherein the first day each month their payroll journals were processed with each data file. And the second day, I mean, the rules were set, and we actually helped the client to streamline their processes with regards to overall, work that we were doing for that franchise business. Now, this was for a bigger client, and then the second case study, that we have is basically for a sole practitioner, wherein they were having a 2 to 3 team member, and it was basically a one director operated practice, and all of a sudden they had a turnover, and the director was left all alone, and then there came a time wherein the director actually wanted to. There came a time when the director was actually planning to sell off their clients, because they had no idea how exactly they're going to survive, with no support, and they didn't want their clients to take that hit. We met them at an opportune time. We started actually, doing a lot of refinement work for them, and then our partnership actually helped them doing and getting rid of all the day-to-day admin accounts administration tasks, and we directly started taking over more responsibilities from them, and that allowed the founder to actually focus on the client advisory and client front-end role, wherein we became a robust part of their back-end team. So like this, we have several case studies, dear members, wherein we have helped numerous accounting practices with their bookkeeping, tax accounting, and payroll sort of activities, especially under the accounting side. And we are happy to extend that services to y'all in case somebody is looking out for any sort of assistance with a plug and play solution, where you don't have to train us on anything. We are trained on all the major softwares. All you need to do is just let us know your internal process, and we would do the rest for you. Please let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you, because we've got an exclusive IAB member benefits in terms of commercial discounts. And also, there is a preferred treatment with a lot of, flexible engagement models that we have specially devised for IAB members, because we, again, are an IAB member firm. So even we want to make that real value out. So, we can definitely be of help. If you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to us, via IAB team, and we'll be more than happy to take it up for you all. So I'd like to keep it very short and simple. And without wasting much of your time, this is it from my end. If anyone has any questions, just feel free to shoot it over.
Right. Thank you, Atul. I'd just like to talk about the reason why we've become a partner as well. So at the end of 22, Janet and I spent a month in India. And during that time, we spent a lot of time visiting schools and employers and understanding what the skills gap was. So there's an opportunity that we're working with the Indian government at the moment, trying to bring education into sort of the equivalent of sixth form. So the school leaver looking for work placements. So Be Free and Atul, we met in Mumbai during that trip, and they've become quite integral in that education in that space. So I suppose what's the message I want to get across is our ethics are aligned. There's a lot more going on in the background than what Atul's spoken about today. And I do think the way you look after your staff is fabulous too. And I'm looking forward to meeting them later on in the year. When,
Absolutely, Sarah.
And also just so I've obviously outsourced to India since 2016, and in the last 6 months I've actually moved to Be Free, and I have to say the communication and the level of skill is absolutely fantastic. So it is very much a partnership. It's not an outsourcing arrangement. So anyway, just giving you a shout out from me, Atul.
Thanks, Sarah, for all the support. And yes, it's just because time is short and we have too many things to cover up, so that's why I thought let me keep it short. And if somebody wants to add up anything, I mean, we're more than happy to pass on the information and connect with them offline, one-on-one. So and as stated by Sarah, so it's not an outsourcing partner that IAB has worked out. It's more of a partnership, and in a very strategic manner, and it's for a long-term solution. So which will completely eliminate all sort of employee turnover issues. Again, it's not threat to your internal team. Rather, their job is amplified. Their roles and responsibilities are enhanced. Wherein we are coming at the bottom end of the value chain. At the mid-level, your internal key staff can still take over the review work, etc., and do the client communication, account management. And at the top level, you at a practice stage, you can do more of an advisory work and keep monitoring things. So we work a little differently than the regular, sort of outsourcing setup. And once you connect with us individually, you'll get to know how different Be Free is. And we are committed to, work out a partnership in the longer run. So thank you so much once again to IAB and Sarah for having us, inducted in the membership list.
Will you be at Accountex at all?
Yes, we are there at the Accountex, stand 1276. We'll be more than happy to welcome any IAB members who wishes to come over.
All right, brilliant. I shall pop along and hopefully meet you then. And
likewise,
thank you very much.
problem.
There's no questions coming up in the chat, so at that I'm going to say thank you very much, and I'll see you at Accountex, and I'm sure quite a few other people will as well.
Cool. Thank you so much.
So swiftly then, we're going to move on to our second speaker this morning, and I still haven't practiced my 15-minute time check. So Sophie, you in luck? Hopefully I shall get to do my 15-minute time check with you. If you can raise a hand or speak.
Morning.
Ah, there you are. Sorry, I couldn't see you at all. So this is Sophie from the HMRC communications team. Sophie will be giving us an overview of the Income Record Viewer, the IRV. The IRV is a convenient tool that allows you to access your client's pay, tax details, employment history, and pension information quickly and easily. Today, she will be demonstrating the tool and showing how it can be beneficial in your daily workflow. That sounds very interesting. Good morning.
Good morning. Sujay's going to share the slides for me, I believe, or I don't know if you're doing that, Caroline.
No,
I'll do it. Yeah,
I'll
be your glamorous assistant this morning. Give me one sec.
Thank you ever so much.
I like the way he calls himself a glamorous assistant. Nobody else did.
You're all thinking it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all thinking it.
So, good morning, everyone. My name's Sophie Hart. I work for HMRC, and my colleagues Gareth Rowlands and Eve Halliday are also on the call this morning. We have responsibility for the Income Record Viewer service, which is a view-only service which allows agents to self-serve to check the client's pay and tax, employment history and pension information. So this service was delivered into private beta in 2017 to help reduce the amount of calls received into HMRC helpline. It was then released into public beta in November 22, and usage of the service is still relatively low. So we're just here today really trying to get the word out to get an increased understanding of what the income record viewer is and what information's on there, and answer any questions. We actually were showing the service at the HMRC's annual stakeholder conference, and that's when a couple of members of the IAB approached us and they thought it would be quite useful to demonstrate on this virtual coffee morning. So here we are. We also work with agents via forums, online forums, and kind of virtual forums, like the Issues Overviews group, where we gather insight and feedback and see how we can mainly try and improve the service. If there's anything additional that people are wanting in terms of information, that's things that we can look at. So we'll move swiftly on to the first screen. So I should mention, so that this the income record viewer is hosted on the agent services account. So before you can access a client's record, so you would access the service through the agent services account, and before you could access a client's record, you will need to do a digital handshake authorization for the client. So an existing 64A authorization won't give you access to the information on the income record viewer, but it is a fairly straightforward process. We don't have the screens today, but it's essentially putting in the client's details and sending them a link, which they would then click on and go through and approve following them going through identity checks. So once you've accessed the service, you would then go into the next screen where you would enter the client's national insurance number. And following on from that, you would confirm the client's name and national insurance number were correct, and you would confirm and continue that. So you would then be presented with a list of tax years, and these are current year, or they were current year till a couple of weeks ago, current year and up to current year -4. So if we just carry on as if 23-24 is the current year, and the screen that you'll come to here is the main income record for the client. So you can see there, we've got a list of the employments with the pay and tax information at the top, and then the private and occupational pensions underneath, and the state pension information at the bottom there. So if you were to drill down into the employment information on the next screen, you will see there that there's a tax code breakdown showing any deductions and information like the payroll ID and the pay as you earn reference. Moving on, we'll go back and go into the current year -1, and the information in this screen is marginally different. The main screen's the same, but then and you can still go in and look at the employment information with the tax code breakdown on the next screen. And also, in addition to what's in the current year, we'll go on to the next one. We've also got a tab for allowances and for underpaid tax and debts. So that's on the next screen. So as you can see, it's quite a simple service. The information's mainly there. Has anybody got any questions around the service or what?
From Sean, and he's put, sorry, pardon me. Are there any plans to list clients like in the non-agent services account rather than finding the national insurance number each time?
So to have a list of the clients in the agent services account?
Yeah, rather than find the national insurance number.
Yeah, no plans at the minute, unfortunately. I know a client list is something that's been asked for quite a lot within the agent services account. It's something that's continually being looked into, but there's no immediate plans for that.
Right, yeah, Trudy says that as well. Trudy says the income record viewer is really good and I've used it for clients. The downside is the old agent services account lets agents to see the full list of clients, but on this system you have to enter each individual client's national insurance number. Each time you want to see any info is made that aspect more time consuming. Yep. Dwayne uses it a lot. He thinks it's fantastic. Valerie says, what about the elderly or those who are not digitally literate?
Yes, so there is they would do this get this ask this question quite a lot. So obviously if you have a client who is, you know, not quite au fait with going through the security process because of the age or any other kind of disabilities, there's if they were to ring the taxes helpline and explain the situation, then a referral can be made to our extra support team, and they'll actually make a call out to the customer, go through the security with them on the phone, which is obviously a much easier process for them, and they can accept the handshake on the client's behalf. And it is something that we want to get kind of more widely known about, that because it's not a route that's currently used that often. And it is there and it is available. So we do hear that quite a lot around the digital handshake. So, you know, it would be good for people to start using that where it was needed.
Have you got a phone number for that, Sophie?
So I don't, but it should just be like the kind of normal taxes helpline, but I can certainly look into it and maybe get it to you after the call.
Yeah, that'd be great. And Nigel says, can you repeat how you get into it? So Sujay, can we just go back to the first slide, please? Just to be really technical for you. Well,
yeah,
there it
so
is.
this is the agent services account homepage.
Yeah, so you just click on that link
Yeah.
at the bottom.
Yeah, so under the kind of the section at the top is where you've got your managing your account and copying over your clients. And then under there, you've got the tax services that are held on the agent services account, and the income records view as one of them.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. Hopefully, Nigel, you can follow that now. That seems really good. Anybody else? Anything else? G. Rowlands asked, what services and activities do members find IAB most useful for? I think I'd probably use it for when people can't find a P45 or a P60 or a pension. It's amazing how many clients forget they get pensions.
Kerry's just put in the chat, this is also great for tax, which is really true. So often when you get when you're completing a tax return and someone's obviously changed employment or they haven't got the P60 from later on in the year, or they've had multiple incomes, it's really helpful at that point.
So we're actually looking to do a service review of the income record view at the minute. So we're trying to drill down, right, tapping into the operational advisors who take calls and hoping to do some research to kind of find out more about that information, what people are going in to use the service for, like I say, how we could improve it, and really trying to, as well as trying to publicise the service with customers who can use it, also with our telephony advisors, so that when agents are ringing up to ask for that information over the phone, to really try and push them down the route of the income record viewer and get those numbers up of people who are using it.
Can I just say, Sophie, I didn't realise it was a thing. I didn't know it existed at all until this morning, till I got the notification about what we were doing. I thought it was a new thing that was just coming out. But I can imagine in the future I'll use it a lot, because I did a tax return yesterday and I sent it to the client, and then he said, oh, you've missed this off, and it was like, well, you didn't tell me about that. And yeah, it just kept going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. So no, that's a fantastic tool. Thank you for coming on
Obviously
this morning.
grateful for any, if anybody has any other ideas of how, we could publicise it and get the message out there, we'd be happy to take that feedback on board.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Are you at Accountex? No?
Sorry?
Are you at Accountex?
No.
No. Oh, you miss out on 2 nice days. Right, then I'm going to go to Sarah and Sujay now because they're going to talk about Accountex because I feel like every other word I've said has been Accountex.
Yeah, no, very much looking forward to Accountex. I am speaking on the first day. So my talk will be around growing your practice. And for those that are in the ambassador group, you were used as guinea pigs actually for this last year. So I had some good feedback from the ambassadors. So I will be talking about that. I will be basing the talk on what's called a profit leverage model and explaining all sorts of the pain points and solutions, if you like, as you grow. So that's on
What
the
time
Wednesday.
is that, Sarah? And then I can block it out in my diary.
I think it's on the Wednesday. What time is it on Wednesday, Sujay? 1 o'clock, I think.
I think it's at 1 o'clock, yes, on the Wednesday, but I will check and I'll pop you a message.
Yeah, I shall bring a very noisy lunch and sit on the front row. No, I won't. I'm only joking. I wouldn't do that to you. Well, I might.
I'd love to see many of you there. That would be absolutely great. But
Yeah.
Sujay, you want to talk about the rest of the stand?
Yes, so we've got an amazingly a really nice big stand this year, which Sam managed to blag. So we're stand 394. We've got lots of space, so please do come and see us. We've got some ambassadors that are going to be on the stand during both 2 days, so I will send out a little schedule for that. We're also hosting a happy hour towards the end of the day on the first day. So there'll be some fizz and some drinks, maybe some nibbles. So please do come and see us at the end of the day as well. We're really, really excited. We've got myself going, we've got Anna going, we've got Vicky, we've obviously got Sarah, Sam, Tom. So there'll be quite a few of us there. So yeah, please do come and see us. We're looking forward to it. Honestly, it's something that we're all excited about. We're just getting some last minute bits done. But yeah, we're hoping for a good 2 days.
Yeah, no, very much so.
I'm looking forward to it. As long as the trains don't go on strike. I'll get the train this year. I got a speeding ticket last year, so I'm getting this train this year.
Oh no.
And the other thing we're on countdown for is our awards in the summer. So that's held at the House of Parliament on the 20th of June. We have closed the judging now. So all the judging is happening behind the scenes. Next week, actually, we have all the finalists being judged with their sponsors, which is going to be a fun week. Really privileged to be able to judge this and have a real insight into everybody's business. So thank you to everyone who has entered. So that should be good too. Actually, in fact, Atul, you'll be at the awards too, thinking about it.
Yeah, of course. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gutted I won't be there this year. Not to worry. There's always next year.
Yeah, we'll be there year on. What else is happening? Just for your just as well, another thing I've been invited to, there is a consultation going on with the Treasury, has been ongoing actually for the last couple of years, called Raising Standards. And what that is addressing is the fact that the accounting sector is not regulated. I think there's a general misconception that the accounting sector is regulated. In the UK, it's not. It is regulated in part through your AML supervision with professional bodies, but the actual accounting word, if you like, is not regulated and doesn't have the same, I suppose, stringent regulations applied to them as, say, like a solicitor would or banking sector. So it's, I think that's a really important conversation. So I'm back with the Treasury next week to continue sharing my thoughts around that. I think it's something that is important, and I think it raises the standard for us and acknowledges the work that we're doing. So I think that's important that you know that's going on. What else? I'm going to loop back actually to the beginning when Caroline, you were speaking about our library courses as well. So I'd just like to just focus on that for a moment. So what we did at the beginning of the year, we've written a free course called Managing Your Finance course, and that has been rolled out across all 99 libraries in Kent, and that will be rolled out further across the country. What that entails, it's an hour's free course that is done online. It's relatively basic, but it covers topics like how to read your payslip, how to manage household budgets, how to access finance for those struggling with cost of living crisis. So a very practical and useful course. It is CPD accredited as well. We specifically launched with libraries just because we're trying to support those that haven't got access to the internet at home, or needs sort of IT support. So we have that launched with libraries as a partnership with them, but we've also put it online too, so it is on our website. So if you have anyone that's interested in doing that, you may have clients that you want to share that with, or actually that was quite good. It's actually sometimes the children quite like it. Often our kids as a teenager, they get their first job, the first question they come to us is, what is it? They've taken all our money. So it just explains tax, NI, or most of them get their head around the tax, but the NI and the pension, that's a bit of an insult, I think they find at that age. But yeah, so we're just letting you know that that's
A bit
out
like
there.
Gordon Lodge.
Yeah. So that's an interesting concept that we've got going, and we potentially, what we'll do later on in the year is do something similar but around mortgage applications and that kind of thing too, because I think from our research in the market that's also a need as well. But
Has that already been rolled out then, Sarah, across all libraries, or just
Yeah.
Kent at the moment?
Just in Kent at the moment, but it will be going further. Actually, I haven't had an update. Jan, I don't know. Helen was near you, wasn't she, recently? I'm hoping to launch in Lancashire.
Yeah, I know it's in our local library in my village, and probably in Fleetwood because that's where Helen's based. So I think she's working on. She's been speaking to people at the DWP as well for those who are on job seekers who are finding it difficult to get a job because they really have not been employed before. So yeah, hopefully it's going to go further.
But
Right.
yeah, no,
I'll keep an eye out for it then, because I've got I've got people in mind for that.
okay,
already.
you can access it from the website too, from the IB website.
Yeah, I can, yeah, I'll go on there.
And so the reason we were in libraries was just to support anyone that didn't have access to internet as well, because it's staggering. 10 million people, I think, don't have access to the internet in the UK, which I found a staggering.
Yeah, it's amazing.
To learn. So yeah, so again, it's something as a not-for-profit we wanted to be able to do. So yeah, it's all part of our give back, but I think it's an important part.
Good. Anything else? Because we're very early.
Just
We are, aren't we?
just
So
a quickie. So Sarah will be speaking at 1 o'clock on day one at Theatre 4. It's actually the ICB's theatre that Sarah's speaking at. So please do wander over.
yeah, no, do. We'll outnumber the IC members.
Christiane has said, please can you say the name of the course again? And then Sean's put a link in, which I'm assuming is for the course.
Yeah, so it's the Manage Your Finance course.
Managing your finances. Yeah.
And actually in the chat there, it's obviously our new platform is called IB Education. And actually over the last week, we've just launched that in Asia. So it's been a busy time behind the scenes, but that's been a great success.
Wow.
A bit of stress, but yeah.
The stress is worth it at the end though, isn't it?
Yes, it is, absolutely. And that is something new that we're doing in that region too, because previously they've all been held on paper exams too. So we're trying to move everyone
Digitalise it all.
their IT levels, which can be challenging, as well as the IT itself.
Yeah, I bet.
But,
Right then. Anything else?
Janet's just put in the chat here as well. In October, we have a partnership with Pure Bookkeeping, and we will be joining their seminar. So we have a 3-day online seminar. I'll be speaking at that too, but there'll be more about that released later on.
Nearer the time.
near the time, exactly. But that would be quite good. And I suppose the other thing is just a shout out to Karen, who's running the London Marathon on Sunday. I know she's not here today.
Yes.
She's at the physio, isn't she? In the
Ah,
last.
yes, she is. She's missing it. That's a fantastic run, though. I'm quite jealous.
No, I've done it. Tick, move on. I don't need to do it again. But it is a good day.
I've got a friend that's doing it this weekend for the 3rd time.
Oh, wow.
And I think, why would you do that? But one, Sarah, if you fancy it, there's a group of us next year going over to Paris.
Okay.
So, yeah, anybody wants to do a marathon next April, Paris is the one. It's expensive to enter, though. I will warn you. I've never entered such an expensive race. But there you go.
Okay. Oh, it's a fabulous achievement, though.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Anything else?
no, I think we can probably wrap up early today.
Yeah. Bit of a surprise because we normally run over.
That's great. All right. Thank you,
I think
everybody.
it's because Sam's not here.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame the fact that Sam's not here and it's Sam's fault that we normally run over. Right,
Okay.
so the next meeting,
Can't wait to
next
see you all at
morning,
Caltex.
22nd of May.
Yeah.
We'll see you all on 22nd of May.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Take care,
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Guys, have a good day.